primary responsibility of any responsible government is to protect lives and property. It is unfortunate that this government of APC at the federal level is adamant. They are not concerned. You will not hear the president condemn or talk about what is happening in our state. Just yesterday in Taka local government where you went, you're talking about 12 people and one additional person died today in the hospital. Several people are in hospitals in Boko and in Makudi here, where I directed them to go and get treatment. Now, in Guma local government, 14 people were also killed the same yesterday by these Fulani so-called herdsmen. But it's not about herdsmen. It's about occupation. It's about taking over the land and dominating and sending every other person away. Every day my IDP camps are swearing up because of various attacks. Those people who attempted to go back to do their farm work or to erect their new buildings after those houses were burnt down. Some were lucky to come back. Some have been killed. So this is the challenge we have, that the whole country today is being handed over to the so-called bandits, which are Fulani men. Everybody knows. And today, as the governor of Benue State, and as a child of God, the blood of my people who are innocent, who have not committed any crime, we go after those Fulani people with their accomplice, all those people who know their mission and are doing it. God will definitely avenge the blood of those people who are innocent and have been killed. This is not right. It is really unfortunate. And I want to appeal to all other good Fulani men to talk to their brother, the president of this country, to stop this evil that is going on. Otherwise, we are heading to anarchy. Because if our people too decide, as the case is being dragged to now, to take arms against these Fulani people, it means there will be no control anywhere. But gradually we have been pushed, and it will appear to me that is the only resort. Because even when you try to be law-abiding, you're killed. So the people are now telling me that it's better for them not to be law-abiding. They cannot continue in this manner. And so they are ready to face the bullets of anyone. When you have cutlasses, when you have dengon, you are arrested. But when you have AK-47 and you're a Fulani man, you're untouchable. This is not right. I know that it's happening in other places, but it is not correct. Why should we open our borders to Chad, to Niger, to Mauritania, to Libya, to Niger, for Fulanis to come in and take over Nigeria to be their land? I suspect that very soon, some states will be taken over by these Fulani men called bandits. I suspect that very soon, the presidential villa will be handed over to them. This is a plan. Nobody should deceive me. I am more than 60 years. Nobody should deceive me that it's just bandits are just coming here and making this thing. It is a plan to hand over to these bad Fulani men who are called bandits so that there will be no election. This federal government, not that it is insensitive, is working towards an agenda that they have planned to Fulanize this country and take over. It's not even about Islam. They are using religion as a shield to Fulanize. And this is not right. Everybody should have the right to live and live his life with his custom. So I'm very, very unhappy with what is going on. It is a sad movement for us. Within one day, more than 20 people killed. This is not right. I'll continue to say it. But I have told my people, defend yourselves. If you need help from me, I'm ready to give you that help to defend yourself. We're no longer going to keep quiet or fold our arms again to allow these people to continue to kill us in this manner. Who are still alive are directed at all those who died. More than 20 people who died should be buried immediately. No ceremony whatsoever. But those people who were wounded and shot, I have directed that all of them should be brought to the Benue State.
Hello, good about viewers. If you are new to the channel, kindly like, share, subscribe, and please do not forget to hit the notification bell. The Biafra evangelist.
That is me.
After
the Benjamin Johnson Nachi, the only Biafran evangelist that speaks nothing but the truth.
After the Director General of DSS made that position, that people should defend themselves, we are seeing different twists. We are seeing the Benue community asking and demanding for ESN to come to their aid. And apart from that, we have seen a Taraba monarch giving Fulani quick notice, 30 days ultimatum to vacate their communities. And we are seeing the governor of Plateau State talking about genocidal Fulani invasion in Boko and Vasa local government areas of the state. This is a very serious issue.
Now listen, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you're watching us from. Evangelist is here again. I'm here to air my point. You know, there is a saying that truth is bitter, but I am here to correct that note. The truth is not bitter, but we are the one that is not happy with the truth. When Mazen Nambekano foresee or he foresaw what shall befall Nigeria and what shall befall Nigerians and what shall befall many people in the country zoo territory of terrorism kingdom, and they say Mazen Nambekano is speaking out of sense.
So let us look at this quick notice given to Fulani by a Taraba monarch.
Excuse me, don't cut me off, Mr. Anchor, Mr. Matthew. I am going somewhere because I like to speak from the angle, the foundation of which something started, which many Nigerians did not concur, and now they are concurring because they are witnessing their sin. You know, it is not too good to wait and witness or see before you believe. It is better you believe before you see. And let me tell you, don't allow somebody use what happened to somebody to learn. Don't wait for something to happen to you before you learn. Now, the monarch in Taraba State has given an ultimatum of the 30 good days. He gave it to the Fulanis that they should do what? Find their way out of Taraba State, or else he said, I quote unquote, he said that he's going to match them one-on-one. If they refuse to do what? To pack their bags and their baggages and disappear and vamoose. What I mean, vamoose. If they refuse to vamoose, he will match them one-on-one. That is what he said.
You look at the statement that came from the Director General of DSS is already yielding fruit, talking about people should defend themselves.
Of course. And not even if you say the statement come from the DG, that means you are downgrading the prophets of God and the greater prophet of our time, which is Mazen Nambekano, because he was the only person and the first person that saw this thing and he said it. And that was what made Nigeria to rise against him, of which up to today is in DSS custody. Are you hearing me? So let me tell you, as I speak to you now, joy is there that the rejected stone has become the chief cornerstone. The ESN, Eastern Security Network, the people not recognized by Nigerian government, not recognized by the Nigerian uniform men, are being recognized by the Nigerian people.
Now let me bring this angle, because even in the past, we have seen an Akare who challenged federal government under Muhammadu Buhari that if civilian JTF could be allowed to bear arms, Why can you not allow amateur to bear arms? Talking about security arrangement, private security arrangement as a panacea for this problem.
Yes, because there are co-heads, and the herdsmen I know doesn't handle gun because you can't use gun to control cows. You use stick to control cow. How come you begin to handle gun? Are you going to shoot cow and the cow will keep living and moving? It's not possible. Of course, it's not possible. So definitely, they have another agenda that makes them to employ or deploy gun in their system with a motive that only them, and that is what I'm exposing, which must have become area exposed, because they have already said it. Is it not Sanusi? Is it Sanusi or whatsoever? One of the northern prominent personnel said, with if not for Igbos, that they would have conquered this country.
Now let me bring this angle.
And there is something I want to say, my brother. This ESN of a thing are the people. Do you know why people are calling for ESN in Nigeria? Every like a Benue now, they are clapping and crying and calling on ESN. Do you know why? I will give you reason. Military-wise, they are being failed. Police-wise, they are failed. Every other security network has failed them. It's not working for them. Rather, it's worsening for them. And the only hope, which I believe is their last hope now, they don't have choice again, is to bring the men that they have tested and they are the people to be trusted now. And those men are the ESN. These are the people that have what it takes, the ability, the capability, the strength. And let me tell you, both to the spiritual and the physical angle of it. These are the people that have matched the FULANIS one-on-one. And they do not just match FULANIS, but they conquer FULANIS. And these are the only people that FULANIS is only afraid of. FULANIS is not afraid of Nigerian police. They are not afraid of Nigerian military. They are not afraid of Nigerian State Security Service, SSS. They are not afraid of the DSS. They are not afraid of anything called Nigerian uniform. But the only people that they are afraid of is ESN. And that is why they said, please send out the ESN so that there will be safety. Because if you go to East now, the only state and place that is well secured now, that have their peace, that the people need, and the property and life have been protected, is only in Abia States. Unless Oti invited ESN, hand them over everything, and as I speak to you, that is the only peaceful place. Fulani no fit go there and buy anybody.